Well, Jake Paul did it again. He got us all excited for a fight where we thought it would actually be interesting, and it ended up being a dud. Now, this fight played out exactly how I expected. We had Jake Paul acting like this was the greatest thing in the world. He was going up against the heavyweight champion, and he deserves all of the respect of the boxing community. He comes out in this Hot Wheels ass car with his brother, spraying random spray on him, which I'm assuming is a cologne that Jake Paul is trying to sell. And he simply acts like he's God's gift to boxing. Why did I think that this fight was going to go the way that it did? Well, Mike Tyson is old. Old people don't have great cardio. Old people can't take big damage. And because of those two facts, they are way less likely to be aggressive. If you get damaged way more when you're older, you're going to be less willing to go forward. You can no longer take as many shots as you once were able to when you were younger. Also, we have to factor in the cardio. Mike Tyson simply does not have cardio as an old man. He is 58 years old at the time of this recording. He came out through a few combinations in the first round and then decided to just try to survive the fight. Now, I do need to shout out Jake Paul because I believe that Jake Paul could have knocked out Mike Tyson, and that would have taken years off of his life, shattered a lot of people's images of Mike Tyson in their heads, shattered Mike Tyson's own self-confidence, and I do have to give a shout out to Jake Paul for carrying Mike Tyson throughout the fight. So let's just get into a breakdown, and I'm not going to do too much of an in-depth analysis because honestly, this fight simply does not deserve a true breakdown of everything that happened. It was a 27-year-old man fighting a 58-year-old man. Anyone who has done boxing for a few years could have beaten Mike Tyson tonight. Mike Tyson was never going to knock out Jake Paul. So let's see what happens. Mike Tyson comes in. He actually throws this combination. And you can see Jake Paul is just way faster. A lot of the power in boxing comes from the legs. And Mike Tyson's legs were just not there. He was stiff, standing straight up. He was not rotating his hips to actually land big power punches. And his feet were just way too slow. Not only was Jake Paul faster than Mike Tyson, but he was also more agile than him, easily avoiding these punches and coming around the side. Mike Tyson just runs at him like an old blind bull in a straight line and is unable to turn the corner to actually follow Jake Paul down. And you can see he's actually runs himself into the ring and is leaning up against the cage. At the beginning of round one, that's the only round where Mike Tyson actually comes out aggressive. Every other round, he's sitting in his corner, and it takes a lot for him to get off of the stool. We can also see Mike Tyson's defense and reaction time is just not there. Jake Paul throws out this jab, and it takes Mike Tyson a little bit to notice it, and then he does his signature head roll to avoid it, but it's just not good. He's in an autopilot mode. And then we can also see that Jake Paul had this plan of clinching with Mike. Whenever Mike would get a little bit too aggressive, he would just clinch him. And you can see that Mike has no idea really how to get out of this other than to hold him there, which is not the best. Again, another example of Mike getting a little too close. And this is in round one. Jake just clinches up with him. Here we have an actual pretty nice left straight that Mike lands on Jake. That's like the only punch that he landed the entire fight. Jake just ate it. Mike has no power anymore. He's not putting his hips into it, and Jake Paul's too young. He has a better chin than Mike right now, and he's moving backwards away from the punch, and his feet will allow him to eat all of these punches. And yeah, it was nothing. That was the best punch Mike landed all night, and it was nothing. Here we can just see another right hand that Mike throws and how slow he is. And again, I'm only analyzing round one because every other round gets way worse from here. This is the end of round one. Mike looks like he's marching into his grave. It's a bit of clinching, 2 minutes of clinching, throwing punches, avoiding punches, and Mike is already gassed. This is the face of a man who knows he's going to spend the rest of the fight in defensive mode. We have Jake Paul throwing a hook here, and this is in round 5. Mike Tyson throws a right hook, one of the other best punches that he landed. It lands on Jake Paul's neck, and it just does nothing. Once again, he doesn't have the legs required to land good power, and Jake Paul is just, he's too fast, he's too loose on his feet, and he has a pretty decent chin, so he can just eat these weak punches that Mike's throwing back at him, and he's completely fine. It does not faze him whatsoever. This is Jake Paul's coach telling him that he needs to kill Mike Tyson. Why are you taking your foot off the gas? You should put it down and finish this man. Fire this guy. This guy's a piece of shit. Why is he telling his fighter to kill Mike Tyson when his fighter is clearly in the lead, schooling Mike Tyson, playing with him, and carrying this 58-year-old man to a decision win where he could, if he follows his coach's advice, take years off of Tyson's life by knocking him out. And that would be ridiculous. Everyone in the crowd should honestly be ashamed of themselves. They came to watch elder abuse. And what did they expect? Jake Paul is a master at selling. He's a master at selling product that is a scam. What of his boxing fights have actually been exciting? Maybe the first Tyron Woodley fight where Tyron Woodley didn't get knocked out and it was a split decision. Every other fight that Jake Paul's been in has been atrocious. We can see here in round 8, Mike Tyson has only landed 58 jabs. Oh, here we go. Mike Tyson's only thrown 58 jabs. He's landed 5. Mike Tyson landing 5 jabs against Jake Paul. Horrible fight. Every time Mike Tyson was getting punched, he would readjust his mouth guard. You can just see how stiff he is walking, how bad his defense is. I was saying they should throw in the towel after round 2 because honestly, Mike Tyson looked so bad. And any fight analyst or commentator that sees the way Mike Tyson was going out there, if they were saying that it is a relatively close fight, they should be fired because he's standing stiff up on his legs. He's standing straight up and down with stiff legs. Look at how he's reacting to these punches. He's getting punched in the face and then he's reaching for these punches. This is how Ronda Rousey tried to defend herself against Amanda Nunes when she got her shit rocked. Completely amateurish defense, no power whatsoever in the hands, no willingness to engage and go forward. And this is the product that Jake Paul is selling us. So congratulations, Jake Paul. You beat up another old man. Here's a left hook from Mike Tyson that is just so slow. It came from like 1970. Jake Paul had that much time to see it. Speed is gone. Power is gone. Legs are gone. Mike Tyson, stick to podcasting, buddy. Jake Paul, I don't even really care. If he wants to keep beating up old people and stealing money from impressionable viewers and celebrities, go for it. I think it's disgusting. I would actually like to see him fight. I honestly don't even want to see him fight. If he wants to fight MMA, I'll watch it. But if he's fighting boxing, I might be making these videos, but I'm not going to be excited for it or anything like that. I didn't even know this fight was happening until the day that it happened when someone told me. I have no interest in Jake Paul whatsoever.